Hello everyone, my name's Eric, and today I'll be reviewing the movie The Nice Guys.
This is a high-profile case. You seen this girl? Her name's Amelia.
What's in it for me?
We can do this the easy way.
Ow!
We're currently doing it the easy way.
The Nice Guys is a film both written and directed by Shane Black, whose other popular works includes films such as Lethal Weapon 1 and 2, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, which is one of my personal favorites, as well as Iron Man 3. This comedy mystery is set in LA during the 1970s and stars Ryan Gosling and Russell Crowe as the two lead characters. They're an unlikely duo that form after the mysterious disappearance of a teenage girl, which is the main focus of the story. Now, Gosling plays Holland March, a relatively incompetent and somewhat pathetic PI who is looking for happiness in his life after recent tragic events.
I wish I wished for things, man. My folks, they told me to reach for the stars, and then my pals on the force said reach for the brass ring. And then my wife died, and I reached for whatever came in a gallon and cost $1.50. She used to say I got no follow-through. I hit nails in halfway and stop.
While Crowe plays Jackson Healy, a tough, bitter, unethical enforcer who is looking for a greater sense of purpose in his life.
I don't have a job title. I'm not in the yellow pages. But if you got trouble with someone's messing around with your underage daughter, you might ask around for me, Jackson Healy. Are you the man?
What?
Stay away from little girls. Sometimes I feel okay about things. Not often. Could try for an investigator's license. Become a PI. Those guys help people. Maybe then I'd feel good in the morning.
So you've got these two people who, in a sense, are looking to fill a void, which is what makes their adventure into the unknown here even more enthralling to watch. Now, like I said earlier, the plot revolves around the disappearance of a young girl, whose name is Amelia, played by Margaret Qualley, who is the daughter of an important Department of Justice agent. So while Healy and March track her down, they soon realize that there are other dangerous people looking for her as well. This is where the story develops into a cat and mouse type chase involving multiple parties with ulterior motives, and as a result, the plot thickens and the story gets more convoluted.
I'm gonna ask you again. Where is Amelia?
I would like to help you, but I just don't know anybody called Amelia.
Oh, okay.
Which involves experimental films, sex parties, government cover-ups, betrayal, you know, all that fun, sexy stuff. Now, one of my favorite aspects of this film is easily the writing. Shane Black is someone who is incredible at writing witty and situational-based comedy. The writing's effectiveness here is bolstered by the performances by both Gosling and Crowe, whose comedic chemistry on screen together is hysterical and just so much fun to watch.
March, Jack Healy. Don't get upset. I'm not here to hurt you.
Look away.
You know there's a mirror here, right?
What do you want?
The energy and sense of playfulness feels palpable whenever they're together. The first time they meet and the interaction that follows is particularly hilarious.
Look, when you're talking to your doctor, just tell him you have a spiral fracture of the left radius.
No! No!
Deep breath.
There's also one scene early on in the film that involves Holland and a door that just made me die laughing.
My profession is very complicated, okay? It's nuanced. That's a lot of blood.
Now, story-wise, the mystery aspect of the film is done quite well. I honestly didn't find it to really be predictable or generic whatsoever, as it kept me guessing throughout a majority of the film. Now, the narrative was pretty tight and cohesive. I didn't really find there to be any unnecessary subplots that detracted or took away from the main story. Although I will say that the big baddie in the film, or the person behind all the events that are unfolding, isn't too intriguing or intimidating, nor is the payoff from it all that great. But going back to the point I made earlier, it is honestly interesting enough and entertaining enough just to watch Holland and March get thrown into increasingly dangerous and precarious situations. I seriously can't stress that enough.
Gun! Shit!
Before we go solving the crime of the century, let's deal with the rotting corpse.
Run.
I would love to see the two of them star in something together after this. Or, you know, a sequel. That'd be pretty cool. I also enjoyed the pacing of the film. In between the high-octane action sequences that we get that are shot and choreographed very well, you have the slower, more investigative aspects of the film where we're learning more about our characters and the plot that slowly begins to unravel. The balance here works very well, as they are both equally entertaining. Now, never do any parts of the film also seem to drag, feel boring, and unnecessary. The transitions are never jarring, nor does it feel unnatural and awkward. Each scene and interaction has reason and meaning behind it, and as a result, the film has a nice, smooth sense of fluidity to it. Something else I liked about this film was how within the scenes and environment, it gives us a nice amount of social and cultural context as to what it was like being in LA during the 70s. You see prostitutes hanging out on street corners, billboards with porn advertisements attached to them, college students out protesting against the government and questioning their authority, the style of clothes, the slang used at the time, young kids knowing too much too early and being exposed to adult content and material. It all gives you a greater understanding as to what it was like to be around during that time, which helps further engross you in the story and setting itself. The score and soundtrack for this film is perfect. Before the first frame of the film even hits the screen, we hear a funky wah-wah sounding guitar kick in. Which is actually the Temptations song, Papa Was a Rolling Stone, which is a great song. This excellently sets forth the tone for the decade that this film takes place in. Now, the supporting cast here was great as well. Holland's daughter Holly, who is played by Gary Rice, was a particular standout for me. Her relationship with Gosling felt real and organic and helped add this sense of authenticity to the film.
Tell it to me straight. Am I a bad person?
Yes.
Just drive.
Dad, there's like whores here and stuff.
Sweetheart, how many times have I told you, don't say and stuff. Just say, Dad, there are whores here.
Well, there's like a ton. Wait, no, I can help.
Keith David also makes an appearance here, which was a nice surprise. He's always great to watch on screen. Matt Bomer plays one of the big baddies in the film, and he does a great job of being intimidating and badass. You could tell he went through extensive weapons training, as all the gun work and handling seems very realistic. So to sum things up, I would say The Nice Guys is a funny, smart, entertaining, well-written, well-acted, and well-directed piece of film that is definitely worth checking out. The pros make up for the cons here. So despite not having a very rewarding payoff to the convoluted mystery aspect side of the film, the journey itself and the characters alone are what makes this film fun and exciting to watch over and over again. So I give The Nice Guys 4 stars out of 5. Thanks for watching, and if you like this video and review, please give it a like. Thanks, and have a good day, guys.